So I kind of got the inspiration for this knife by wanting to have something kind of small and concealable that I can have tucked underneath my skirt, because I kind of want something I can just stick my finger in it, pull it out. That sounded probably weirder than I intended it. Anyway, I just want something that I could easily pull out in a moment's notice. And the karambits were pretty good because they just have a small ring that you can stick your finger into. And again, this all sounds terrible. At least it does to me. Anyway, back to knives. So, I'm just gonna make out this piece of leaf spring. I got the basic design for this off of the a SOG karambit. They're a pretty good brand, but I thought that I could make one better just because handmade stuff is usually stronger. So, yeah, I'm gonna turn this chunk of steel into a knife. Yeah. So now that I have the rough forging done and that hammered out, that's going to be the hole for where your finger goes through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to my, I'm going to grab my angle grinder. I'll need to go to it. It's right next to me. And I'm going to cut off this chunk over here. Cut off this little dome thing. Then I'm going to just grind it, give it the shape I want. Probably take a Dremel and open that up. And of course, put the edge on it. Okay, now that it is heat treated, tempered, and sanded, I traced kind of what I want my handle shape to be. You really can't see it. You can sort of see it on this piece of oak. This is like, I don't know, supposedly I think 1/2 inch, which makes it I think a little more 1/4 inch. I think this might actually be thinner than that. But just a thin piece of board. I'm gonna take the jigsaw, cut this out, sand it a little bit, and then drill a pair of holes that will fit onto that for my pin. Complicated it need to be. So I decided to come inside for this part because it's getting late and cold out, but you know, it's my furnace unit. It's currently in my living room. So I'm in my small interior workstation, and I'm going to attach the handle scales, which I just got done sanding. I cut these little brass pins, just 3/16, which is why I made all the holes. And I'm going to use JB Weld. Usually I use rubber cement, but it seems like whenever I sand on the pins, they always start coming out. So I'm going to try this and see how that works. Okay, back out in the shop again with my knife scales glued on. As you can see, it's kind of messy, which kind of happens when working with epoxy. That's fine. That's why you leave it a little rough, because you're going to sand it off anyway. But again, now what I'm going to do, let me switch hands here, is I'm going to hold it like you would your knife. And usually these I would hold underhand like this, which actually doesn't feel too bad this way. But the way I intend to draw this, it's gonna end up in your hand like this. So what I do is I hold it and find where the edges are sharp, and then I kind of sand those down to where it's comfortable. And when you hold it, the edge is forward, and you get good edge alignment. Or, you know, make it comfortable. So, yeah, this is kind of the finished product. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the handle, so I thought, I'll just decide to burn it a little bit. You know, just see if I like it. If not, I'll just go and stain it. Turns out, I liked it. I thought it looked pretty good. So I went ahead and linseed oiled it, which again really brings out the burnt look. Yeah, now all I have to do is give it a little sharpen and make a small sheath for it. So, it's actually been a pretty easy project, relatively speaking, and I really like the way it turned out. Definitely going to be easily concealable, which is what I wanted.